Ladies and gentlemen, let's open up these phone lines and witness this greatness, this history. The first female artist to occupy 2 top positions on the Billboard Hot 100 chart simultaneously. What song she wrote, Foolish and What's Love. Grammy Award winning singer, songwriter, record producer, model, actress, and the curator of the I Want You Challenge. The one and only, the legendary, with the golden pen. Give it up for Ashanti. 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 Ashanti.
Wait, that has got to be the best intro.
Ashanti.
Uh-huh.
Say her name. Say her name.
Ashanti.
Come on, man. I was there. Let me tell you something. I was there when you came out. Listen, Ashanti, I started working at MTV at the end of 2000, and then you came. You start stumping into 2001, 2002. We was right there. If you think about I remember we came out to your mama's house. We did a whole lot of stuff early on. Nobody offered any food, but the furniture was nice.
You're so greedy.
I'm just saying, Heather, they didn't offer no food.
That ain't right.
You figured you was full.
We had chicken for everybody.
I know it's new. You know, maybe Irvin them wasn't giving her advances. I don't know what was happening, but you know.
Listen, we had the chicken and cheesecake on deck before the advance, okay?
Okay. But what I do remember is you have a beautiful family, and I thought it was really incredible that the relationship between your mom and you, and her being a momager back then, and that y'all stuck together like glue. And I remember that's going to be the key to her longevity. And then you fast forward nearly 20 years later, and look what she's doing. She's shutting down the internet with Verzuz, the most watched, the most streamed Verzuz in history. She's shutting down the internet right now with the I Want You challenge, where you got a lot of girls just doing got a lot of crazy. My daughter, Ashanti, I need you to talk to my daughter. You got to talk to my daughter and tell her don't participate.
Oh, please, don't do that, Ashanti. Ashanti is the original silhouette challenge.
I'm just saying.
I appreciate that.
Killing it.
Yeah, but it's good to have you on the show. Ashanti is here, and it's amazing
Thank you guys much. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the love. I genuinely do. Thank you so much.
You have an amazing story. We were just talking with Clover Hope, who did this incredible book about women who help and shape and mold hip-hop, 100-plus women. And one of the things she was talking about is some of the things that some of the women had in common was that they were writers. And a lot of times they wrote for other people, and they weren't getting credit, even if they wrote for men, and it wasn't being identified. You've always been a writer. You know what I mean? Has that ever happened to you where you've written for an artist and didn't get the credit?
I would say, like, a lot of people didn't know early on that I wrote, the Ain't It Funny remix for J-Lo. But when the interviews started to happen and I started to talk about it, then it became something that people knew. I know this Verzuz helped. It helped a lot of people know, but it's true. Like, as a new artist, I was doing that stuff before I even had a deal. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
You know how they treat a new artist. They give you the $2,500 and think that's enough. But thank God it has been different for me. So.
Okay. The other thing she spoke about is how, at the end of the day, a lot of men had the final say when it came to creativity, even how women looked, how they were presented to the public, by the record company. And I'm curious because to me, you always had a unique look, but I also know that you guys were very conceptual. You guys were very calculating with creating the whole full package. It wasn't just about the song. It was about the video. It was about the look, the style. How much control did you have over your image and your look early on?
The thing is, a lot of it was influenced by, let's say, the guys. You know what I mean? Because one of the concepts was, we want to make sure that, yeah, girls are going to love you because, you're a girl, you're a cute girl, but we want dudes to love you. So we need to make sure that you carry this kind of swag and you have this. And, you know what I mean? So honestly, I could say it was a combination. The fact that I grew up a tomboy, I think kind of helped. The fact that I ended up on a record label with all rappers, you know what I mean? It was just something that was truly organic. So as far as how much control I had, I feel like I was myself, and I feel like they were putting sauce into what was already there. Just being able to trust, who I was with and the label I was with and the stylist and just, their organics that they pumped into it. I think it was just a good combination. It was never to the case that they said, "Oh, you have to do this," even if you feel completely uncomfortable. I was smart enough and had enough confidence to be like, "Nah, B,
Yeah.
not doing that."
Nah, B.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
On that note, Ashanti, and I'm so happy to get to speak to you, my girl. I've loved you for so long, and it's crazy how you're a legend, but it looks like no time has passed. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I mean that sincerely. But on not even a but, to add on to what Sway's saying when it comes to image, and we were all just talking about how freaking spicy this 235 I Want You video is, and I love it. And it's made me wonder, as women, especially with social media, and we use the documenting of our lives as a form of self-healing, to empower us within our bodies. What do you think, Ashanti, is the difference between sexual empowerment and sexual objectification?
For me, I think it's about celebrating being confident. Everyone has their own personal threshold of crossing a line and what they think is raunchy versus sexy versus giving them a little something, something. You know what I mean? Personally, I feel like it's necessary to embrace our bodies and feel sexy and feel confident. And like I said, my personal threshold, like I'm not going to be clapping up and down in the thong. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not going to be, doing too much. But for other people, that may be what their threshold is. You know what I'm saying? You have to just feel comfortable and confident in whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? Again, for me, being sexy, yeah, I'm going to put on a two-piece. I'm going to be on the yacht. I'm a jet ski. And I'm going to have fun because, that's where I am in my life, and I'm grateful to God. Yep, I work out. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be how I feel, you know what I mean? And like I said, everyone's threshold is a little different. There's things that I'm never going to do. I'm going to keep that behind closed doors forever. And that may be something different for other females.
Right.
Ashanti's with us. We got the legend up in here, HB, the young legend,
I know.
right? Right?
That's so funny. Ashanti, thank you so much, as Tracy and Sway said, for calling into the show. We always love having you as a guest. It's so funny that you mention other females, and without blowing anybody up, because it don't need to be petty or nothing like that, but you mentioned females. Do you feel like coming into the game, or did it happen for you that you felt like you had to be competitive, or you felt like you had to hold something against somebody, and then when you met them, you're like, yo, I was tripping. Ain't no need for me to be competitive. We sisters in this game together. Did you go through that phase at all?
Let me think for a second. I mean, what's crazy? I felt like that. But I felt like I was on the receiving end of a lot of, I don't like her. She thinks she this. It's just because she's with the rappers. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of females had that against me. And because it looked like it happened so quick for me, I guess they thought I was, in Long Island on Tuesday, and on Wednesday I was always on time. That's not how it happened. You know what I mean? Right. So to a lot of people, it seemed like everything was just so given to me, and it was handed, and it was just so easy. And genuinely, there's a lot of females that, oh my gosh, they used to, it was crazy because I was kind of naive, back then, and I'll be like, well, why she don't like me? I don't even meet her. You know what I'm saying? It would be crazy. Like, there are shows that I've done with women, and I remember specifically this one time, and we were doing something for like the Army or the Navy or something, and she had gone on, and this was not my fault. I had nothing to do with it. The crowd started like chanting my name because she was going before me, so I was standing backstage, and they were chanting my name, and they kind of, you know, they kind of ruined the performance towards the end because, you know what I mean, she wasn't finished. When I tell you, she came off the stage and gave me the dirtiest look, and she almost like, you know, you bump somebody when you walk by.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I genuinely do feel I got a lot of that. I got a lot of that end of it. You know, in my heart, I always felt like we are sisters at the end of the day. This is a very male-dominated industry, and the fact that we're doing our thing and, you know, we're solo and we're out in the forefront of it, I want to be supportive. I want us to, you know, I want camaraderie. You know what I mean? But sometimes it didn't go down like that.
Damn, she threw an elbow to the ribs, huh?
That's
Damn.
the most. Ay, ay, ay.
Wow, Ashanti is here. She got the new single 235. I Want You. It's out now.
Yeah.
Ashanti, I don't know if the stylists of these video shoots really get enough credit for whoever styled you. You know what I mean? I got to give it up to the stylists.
Facts.
she found it.
I will let him know. Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely did his thing. I'm what I'm most impressed by, so many things I'm impressed by, but it's your pen game. I always like to celebrate the artists who actually write their own music.
Amen.
Nothing against those who don't. I'm not, but I love to celebrate those who do. I'm curious too, what's changed about your process at all since the days of What's Love and Always on Time to 235, I Want You? Like, how have you evolved as an artist in your mind, and actually as a writer as well?
I think the only thing for me that has changed is obviously technology is different now. So I'll be on the plane and I'll whip out my phone and I'll do some melodies, in my voice notes or something if I catch a vibe. Obviously that wasn't happening, 2002. But I stick with my pattern of writing down on paper. Like when I bring a notebook to the studio, sometimes they look at me like, why you got that? Just write it in your phone. And I'm like, nah, I need to see. I need to see what I'm writing. I write in the margins. I write ideas, and I'll save this part for later. It sounds rich. Dang, I started this as a hook, but I think it sounds better as you know what I mean? So for me, I try to push myself to be more creative, to be catchy, to be potent in what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just creatively. The technique of writing is the same. I carry my notebook. I ask for the little yellow pad, in the studio. But as far as just concepts, try to make things, with the time.
Wow.
Hey. The time.
Hey, Ashanti, as a Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter, you got to get a better phone connection.
Hey, listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm in Canada right now.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's going on? Jeez. I mean, a Grammy won't. A Grammy can't get you a nice hookup.
You know what, Sway? Sway ain't got nothing to do with Ashanti. He ain't got nothing to do today.
It's the Vancouver Wi-Fi in here that's going crazy. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, let me try to rush these questions then before the attacks again. One of the things I really love when you teamed up with Joyner Lucas to do the Fall Slowly video, and then I saw you teaming up with Ty Dolla $ign. Yo, this younger generation see you as a sex symbol.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing, bro. Like I'm super grateful. My DMs are crazy. I look at him like, how old is he?
Be real about it.
And listen, I'm super, super humbled by it. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. I'm like, hold on, how old were you when Baby came out? But I'm grateful for it because it shows a testament of the respect, the love, and me just being able to take care of myself inside out.
Yeah, you haven't aged a bit. You look amazing,
Yeah.
and also I think
Thank
they recognize that what if we get Ashanti on the hook? We get Ashanti on this video. The song has that much more value. The song you did with Ty Dolla $ign, I think, was interesting too. Say Less, because in it, it focused on a lot of just drama that hypothetical or maybe even real that you've experienced in your life and how it's reported on different platforms. You featured Wendy Williams, Joe Budden, TMZ. When was the first time you really found yourself at the center of controversy in the media circle, and how did that feel? How did it affect you as an artist and as a person?
I would say the first time that I found myself in the middle of a bunch of stuff is when Murder Inc. got indicted. And Irv and Chris were on trial. And it was crazy because I think stuff was going on with Ja, stuff was going on with the indictment, and then I had some stuff going on too with this disgruntled producer. So it was a madhouse, and I would see my face on the cover of every newspaper, and it was the most bizarre feeling because I was just like, I never envisioned this happening. You know what I mean? And at that point in my career, I was just like, okay, this is the definition of having to have a thick skin, and you cannot let this break you. You know what I mean? And the good part is that a lot of people were rooting and a lot of people were standing by me, you know what I mean, just in support. But it was the most bizarre. I never forget. It was 3 different things happening, and it was every newspaper in New York City, my face was on the cover. And I was just like, how is this happening right now? Yeah. So I would say that was the time that it really hit me, like, wow, this is different.
Did it prep you for social media? Because now it's the wild, wild west. There ain't no rules to this
Oh
thing.
my gosh. I don't think nothing could prep you for social media. Anything could prep you for social media. The internet is undefeated, as we see.
Yeah.
That's a different school. That's a different class.
All right. Ashanti is here. I'm going to take a couple of calls. 888-742-3345. Let's go to ATL. Curtis, Grand Risings. How you doing, Kurt?
Hey,
What's up, Curtis?
What's good? I've called like 3 times on the show. Man, I've called like all the time on here. Yo, Ashanti, it's a blessing to be talking to you. Man, my beautiful black queen, man. My beautiful black queen. That's all I got to say, man. Like, I grew up on your music. Like, yo, like you took the hood out of a nigga with the music that you wrote. Real shit.
Wow.
I ain't gonna even lie. I'm from the projects though, and so when I was hearing your music bumping, when I used to come home from school, man, I was like, oh shit, I'm in love, man. And so I came from a military family, so I lived in North Carolina. I'm from upstate New York. So you working with the baby, and I grew up with him for 5 years. So when I grew up with the baby, I was like, man, when you did that song with the baby, that was so dope because I'm like, man, you was just so genuine. You was just so, I just like the way you were so classy when you did the song. Because I know how the baby
Curtis.
Curtis.
You know.
Curtis.
Pass the towel.
Curtis, dry up, Curtis. Dry up for a second, bro.
Man.
Genuine.
Hey.
All right.
I love you long time.
Baby.
Ashanti, you did.
Curtis,
Yeah.
say so long. Just wish her well. Go ahead, man. It's time. Go ahead, bro.
Man. Ashanti, keep doing what you're doing, and I know your career is not over yet. Just keep doing what you're doing, baby, and I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Curtis, I appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, man. And take those posters off the wall, Curtis. Come on. shit.
Sway, do you see?
Yeah.
That's a prime example of what I was just saying. That just hit the core. What did I just say about how it was great that I got the love from the females, but what we tried to do different was make sure dudes was on it. That's a true testament. Thank you,
Yeah.
Curtis.
I ain't mad at that, man. Do we talk about the video or we just push people to go watch it?
Let's talk about the video. What do you want to know, Sway?
I just, I like a woman who knows what she wants. And I like a woman to, I don't mind, if you want to be the aggressor, and
I'll knock you out. I know where you're going with this.
I'm gonna keep it PG, but when I look at that video, I felt like I was seeing how you may be in real life. How true to form is that video to how your personality is behind closed doors in real life?
That's so funny. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was just like, "Yo, you cap. You don't be doing none of that." And I was like, "Stop lying." Listen, I do it to an extent. I do it. I know where you was going with that, Sway. So I sit on my knees like a blessing. When I wrote that line, I was like, "Oh, this reminds me of get on my knees, baby." You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold up. We cannot miss what you're saying because of your bootleg phone. Let's take a second, and then let's reboot. Let's go back to the line. Get on my knees like a blessing. Let's do that again. Okay. All right, go ahead. Say that again.
Okay, so I know where you were going with that, Sway. When I say get on my knees like a blessing, if you were talking about that, it's crazy because when I wrote that line, it made me think about my knees are they bloody red and baby. So this was kind of like the 2021 version of it. You know what I'm saying? And let's just say I've grown.
Okay.
I've grown. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced different things now. Back from 2002 to now. And I think that's very important,
Absolutely. You got to grow. And it's we know Ashanti has blessed a few people. And her...
Right, Ashanti. Listen, Ashanti, dead ass though, Valentine's Day is coming up. A lot of women from the back of their minds, they like, is this going to be the year where I give my man a little dance, a little show? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Is this something that women should like practice before they hit the stage of their living room? Like, how do you prepare to give a man this scene where the spotlight is on you?
I think it's fun. I think it's good to prepare something for your man. Do something if he's a good one. You know what I mean? Do something special, put a little something on him. You know what I mean? Because listen, we're living in an era where we're dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with racism. We're dealing with all kind of crazy stuff. At some point, we all need an escape. You know what I mean? So I feel like as a woman, if you're in a situation and there's love there, absolutely put that lingerie on, put that coat over it, have the meal ready, you know what I mean? And have fun. I think it's important, and the guys too, they need to pull up with a little gift or something.
Something.
That week. Make it tight, do something. I think it's important to celebrate.
Yeah.
Word up.
He could bless you back. That's what he could do.
Exactly. Get on his knees like a blessing.
Hello. All right, man. On that note, hey, Ashanti, it's so great talking to you. It's like hanging out with family again. And congratulations.
You too,
yeah, you're doing awesome. Keep it up. This is an independent project, right?
Yeah, it's independent. We've been in talks with a couple of people, though. A couple of people want to jump on board, so we're going to see. You know how it is, though. Me, I own my masters, so it has to be something that makes sense for me. I never sign as an artist again, ever. So we'll see what happens.
You will never sign as an artist again, ever. She signed her last contract, HB. I love that. A lot of game in that. A lot of wisdom in that. Okay, Ashanti, ladies and gentlemen.